Okay, so we should be going live any second now. It says we're live. We're gonna wait for a few people to get in here, and actually, the name is all wrong. I don't know why the name is like that on YouTube. We need to fix that. The name of this is not Have You Seen the Detective? It's Testing VDI. Okay, let's save that. So, hey everybody, how you all doing? Hopefully someone's here. Hey, so I was talking to myself. Yes, how you doing? Um, I was trying to fix the title because I started the live stream and I didn't fix the title. So I just fixed it right now, and we have a cool little setup today. I was watching Meryl's video a few weeks ago of the different things he was testing out on his Equinox, and he sort of had a chart from 1 to 40, and he was putting out all the different items. But I felt, and I mentioned this yesterday, that he didn't test out foreign coins, right? So if you're in Canada, those American coins that he tested out doesn't really help you. If you're in Australia, it doesn't help you. Hi, Mark. How you doing? By the way, sorry if I forgot to say hi. So I have sort of a setup here where the whole point today is to try to test out different coins from not American, right? Coins from different countries, and to sort of put them out on a chart from 1 to 40. And so I set up a table here. Let's go to that screen. Here you go. And this is sort of a centimeter count where this is 1 centimeter and this is 40 centimeters on the bottom. It's harder for you guys to see, but I think you guys could see up to 31. And it keeps going there. I don't need a lot more than that. Let's see if I could set this up in such a way that you could probably see a little bit more. This is 36, so it's a bit better. The table is not that big, so I can't go too far down with the camera angle. But there you go. And I have my Equinox set up, and I don't know if you guys could hear the tones, but if I'm going to show a coin basically, and I'm going to lay out all the coins I test out on this little mat on this chart. And so I don't know if there's any coins that you guys, particularly any foreign coins, would want me to test. I have a whole bunch here. I figured we'd start with the Canadian coins. And Canadian coins ring up differently than American coins. So for example, this is a 1963 Canadian penny, right? 1963 Canadian penny. And we're going to just put it over the Knox, and it's giving me a 25.26. So then we'll put it around 25, which is right here. And basically, that's how we're going to do this. So let's test out another coin. This is an older Canadian penny. This is 1944. And you can see it doesn't even have Queen Elizabeth on the front. It has a... there you go. It has a... I think this is... it says Georgius, so King George on the front, and we're going to slide it in front of the Equinox. And again, it's saying 20. This one's ringing up a little bit higher, 25, 26. We'll put it here 25 since that makes sense. And let me make them so that they line up properly. So that's how sort of Canadian pennies ring up. But how does a Canadian quarter ring up? So this is a 2006 Canadian quarter. Lovely moose there. And in the front we have Queen Elizabeth. In the front, I'm trying to get it without the glare. Hopefully this angle might be a bit better. There you go. Sort of in pristine condition, 25-cent coin. So this is really strange. It's giving me quite a range. When I'm very close to the coil, it's giving me quite a range. When I'm very close to the coil, it's around 3, 4. Now it's ringing up to 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is up here around 4, 3, 2. So we'll put it all the way on the top. So that's very different because American quarter will come up down here in the 29-30 range, where Canadian quarters, at least from that year, come up very, very low on the Equinox. And just to make sure that this isn't a fluke for that particular coin. Let's see if we can find another Canadian quarter here to test out. We have a few Australian coins we're going to test as well, but I want to keep the Canadian theme going here for these first set of coins. This is another 2006. Oh, well, I dropped it. I'm not going to pick it up right now. Here you go. This one's from 2007. Again, you think they're steel? Yeah, they're ringing up really low on the Equinox. So this is another Canadian quarter, 2007. Over the Knox, I'm looking. It says 2, 3, 2, 5, 3. So it's very low, basically between 2 all the way up here. So that's strange. It's very different than the American counterpart. But what about the nickel? So an American nickel would come up about 13 right here. So we have here a Canadian nickel, and let's just get the year right. This is the 1995 Canadian nickel. They love their wildlife. The quarters have a moose in the back, and the pennies have the maple leaf. The nickels have a beaver. So let's put this over. 13, 12, 12, 13, 13, just like an American nickel. That's interesting, because the other ones did not ring up the same. We have here a bit of a more modern penny. This is a 1987 penny. Let's see if the composition has changed. It's not exactly a full circle. There is sort of an edge, a slight edge to this coin. It seems to have like an even number of edges, so I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 edge coin. Hey Indiana Tones, we're testing out Canadian coins, and we've come up with some interesting finds so far. Canadian pennies usually ring up high, 24, 25, where American pennies usually ring up around 20, at least the Zinkins. Canadian quarters ring up very low, between 2 and 5. And our first Canadian nickel that we tested out, 5-cent piece, came up between 12 and 13. So, how you doing, Indiana Tones? We have here, again, this is a more modern Canadian penny. And it's coming up 25, 26, 25, 26. So a bit higher than the other ones, but in the same range, We're going to put it there. Yeah, it's very low for those Canadian quarters. I do have a lot more Canadian pennies. This is, again, more modern. This is a 1998 a Canadian penny. So I want to test out a range of years, and we could look at the beautiful artwork of the, what do you call it? The maple leaves right there. I like the fact that I switched my camera around, this camera, and now the zoom works perfectly. So let's see what this more modern Canadian penny, because these were 40s and this one was 80s. So this modern Canadian penny is ringing up like an American penny, 1920, 1920. So yeah, just think about that. Canadian pennies sort of ring up like American pennies. If they're copper, they'll ring up lower, and if they're more modern, they'll ring up higher. My wife just gave me the quarter that fell on the floor. So we'll test this one out again. This 2006 Canadian quarter. And again, beautiful moose. They love their wildlife and their nature. Moose, beavers, all types of stuff. And we're going to pass it over. This is coming up a bit differently than the other ones. But I'm seeing 3, 4. It's really all over the map. But more consistently, it's low tone. Very low. 5, 5, 6, 5, 7, 6. So this one's a bit higher. This is like 5, 6 right here. When the other ones were coming up mainly between 2 and 4. But still, very low for what you would think of as a quarter. Right? And so if you're leaving those on the beach, that's what you're leaving basically. This is another Canadian 1-cent coin, and this one's different. This one's from 2002. And the reason it's very different, the image of Queen Elizabeth is older. As you know, over the years it changes, and it doesn't have the year on the back like the other Canadian pennies does. The year is actually right here on the bottom, like under her neck, and it does say 2002 there. I'm going to get up closer. So it does say 2002 right here. So we're going to put it over, and it's straight up 1920. right where we would expect it to be. So again, 1 is up here, 40 is down here. I don't think there's going to be anything above sort of 32, 33 that we're going to be testing today, but I wanted to test a variety of coins. Since we've done the nickels, the pennies, and the quarters from the... You're tired? I'm tired too. Since we've done the pennies, nickels, and quarters, I thought it was a good idea to also test some dimes and see how they come up in comparison to American dimes. So if you know, American dimes usually come up, 25, 26, 27. That's what you would consider a dime range. So this is a 10-cent Canadian dime. The year there is 2001. Let's have a look at the back. It says year of volunteer. So this is a special one because the back had a different sort of different designs. It says year of volunteers back there. And so we're going to pass this over. And to be honest, it kind of barely registers on my detector. Yeah, I'm seeing it come up low. I'm seeing 5s, 6s, 3s. So I'm gonna put it up here with the quarters. So it's basically made up of the same stuff as quarters, right? But it's smaller. So we'll put that up there. And so yeah, that's that coin. We also have coins from other places in the world, but I don't know what country we should try testing next. They have a lot more Canadian coins. As a matter of fact, hold on, we didn't test Canadian dollar coins, right? So we have this here. It's a Canadian $2 coin. Hopefully you guys can see that. What mode is the Nox set in? This is set in Beach 2, and I have my sensitivity down just because when I put my sensitivity up, like the table has metal things in it and it makes noise. So the sensitivity is down to about 12 on the Nox, but that's fine because I'm literally swiping the coins directly over the coil like that. So again, this is a Canadian $2 coin, and you can see this one's interesting because it looks like it has 2 different types of metals in it. So I wonder how it would ring up. At first, I'm going to pass it over just like this, sort of this way over the coil, and then I'll turn it this way and I'll pass it like this over the coil to see if there's a difference. When we look at the back of the Canadian $2 piece, come on, focus, focus. What you see is a family of bears on this one. There's some that only have 1 bear. So let's see what it comes up as. I'm passing it over. It's saying 15, 14, 15, 16. It hit 13, 17. So it's about here. From 13 to 17, I'd put it around here. 13 was the edge of the nickel signal, and 17 is down here. So it was coming up in a range along here, no matter which way I was holding it up. Yeah, so even if I hold it on the end, it's coming up 16. So that's what we're doing now. We're testing foreign coins. Hey, Linda, how you doing? Hopefully you're having a good day. If you're wondering what we're doing here, we're testing out the VDIs of foreign coins. Meryl Kazanjian, the person who's running Metal Detecting New York City, has put up a video where he was testing out different things on his Equinox, but he left out all the foreign coins. And if you're interested in collecting or looking for foreign coins, it's like you wouldn't have been able to know what signals you would most likely be digging. So for pennies, we made a discovery that Canadian older pennies ring up like copper, just like the American ones, and the Canadian zinc pennies sort of ring up like our regular zinc pennies, 1920. The Canadian nickel rings up like our nickel, 12 to 13, and the Canadian quarters ring up very low. So far, I've had numbers from 3 to 6 being the most prevalent for Canadian quarters. We also have Canadian $2 coin that was ringing up in the teens, just a bit higher than 13. So if you're in Canada and you're looking for coins, these are the coins. These are the signals that you're most likely looking for. We have more though. We have a lot more actually coins, and I think I had a Canadian $1 piece in here. By the way, I have like hundreds of coins in here, and they're all foreign coins. So looking for a specific one is like a needle in a haystack. You know what I mean? This one's a bit interesting. It's another penny, but this one's not from Canada. This is from Bermuda, and so Is it loading? I think it's not getting the signal from the camera. There you go. Just gotta put that there. So this is from Bermuda, and it's a Bermuda penny. You can see it still has the Queen Elizabeth there in front. Let's see if we can get that to focus. Queen Elizabeth in the front, and when you turn it around, this one's pretty cool. It has a pig on it, and the year's 1971. I predict that if it's made of the same stuff as the Canadian pennies, it's going to be up here around 24, 25. Let's put it over 25, 25, 24. So right there, perfect. Between 24 and 25. That's how it's ringing up. A Canadian clad post 2000. It's a 94.5% steel, 3.5% copper, and 2% nickel plating. So that makes sense because this was also coming up a little bit higher sometimes, but mostly the numbers were between 2 and 6. Basically, the low range on the detector. That's how the quarters were coming up. I'm looking for like a Canadian $1 piece. I have it here. So this is another beautiful coin, by the way. Another beautiful coin. It's a Canadian $1 piece. Did it lose connection? No. Just takes a while to pop up. Okay, there's a lag between when I show it. So this is a Canadian $1 piece. You can see it's not exactly round. It does have edges. And I think it has an odd number of edges. Yeah, it has an odd number of edges, which is pretty cool. Hey, David Fraser, how you doing? And so let's turn this around. There's a duck on the other side, guys. And so, again, Canadians, they love their wildlife. You can see it on most of their coinage. We've seen moose, we've seen beavers, we've seen maple leaves, we've seen bears on the $2 piece, and now there's a duck on this $1 Canadian coin. You could also see the year there. It's 1986 or 88? 88. So it's a 1988 Canadian dollar coin. Let's see how this rings up. Interesting. Oh, that's strange. I'm passing it directly over the center of the coil now. And sometimes it's coming up as 6, and sometimes it's coming up as 16, 17. It's jumping in two ranges. It's jumping from this range and this range with nothing in between. It's like 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, and then 16, 17. So I think I'm going to put it around 16, 17. But yeah, that's very strange for a dollar coin, especially one of that color that you would think it would be more higher up, I guess. Let's see if I find another Canadian dollar in here. I have a few dollar coins. Is this a dollar coin? Yep. So this one's a bit different with the design on the back, but it's still differently shaped. It's shaped with an odd number of edges there. We see that this is a bit older because the image of Queen Elizabeth on the front is a bit older. The year is 2005, so the other one's 1988. We still have the duck, but it's a Canadian dollar. So let's pass it over the center of the coil. And again, I'm seeing 10, 11, but I'm also seeing it's jumping around wildly. This I would say, oh, this is a bottle cap. When I'm very close to the detector, it's coming up 16. So I'm going to put it around 16 here. Bam. 16. So that's very strange. I think it would be more inconsistent when very close to the coil. Mark, do you use the Knox? Oh, I should have said this in the beginning. I'm so sorry about this. I have recently updated my Knox, so I am using the new update. If anybody was wondering, like, are these numbers what I'm going to see, or these numbers aren't always what I see, that's why. I'm using the brand new update on the Equinox. Let's do another coin. This is another $2 coin from Canada. This is the 1996 Canadian coin. We see the beautiful bears in the back, and we're going to get really close to the coil. This is 16, 17, 16, 17, again 16, 17. So we're going to put it around here. We kind of get the idea about where the $1 and $2 coins for the Canadians land. They're somewhere between 16 and 17. So if you see 16 and 17, you think they're bottle caps, they might be these Canadian. Jeez, of course I knock over my camera. They might be these Canadian dollar coins. Single frequency will be more consistent, but maybe not realistic for most uses. It's a great machine. I also like the Explorer 2 and the Sovereign. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, let's get this back to where it was before. There you go. All right, and what number is this? 33. Okay, just want to make sure that you guys can see all the numbers. It does go down to 40, but there's not a lot of room on my table to push this camera back. So, do you guys want to see coins from other places in the world? Let me know, because I'm not too sure what you guys want to see. I have a lot of Australian coins too, so maybe we should do that. Okay, so this is an Australian coin. You can see it says 2008 whenever it comes up. Whenever it comes up. Come on now, figure it out. Literally, I've connected it through the wire. Maybe when I hit the phone, it disconnected the thing. There you go. All right, so we have this. Oh, that's actually a better connection than before. 2008 Australian coin, and when you turn it around, there's a platypus and the number 20. It's a pretty big coin. If you compare it to the size of the Canadian $2 coin, it's slightly bigger. So we're passing this over the coil, and we're getting a 1617. So the Australian coin for this 20 is about the same as the Canadian dollar and $2 coins as well. Do some copper US pennies see if you get the same results as Merrill? I do usually get them for the copper ones, not the zinc ones, around 24, 25, sometimes even 26 when I detect them. I just know that from memory. I've picked up so many pennies in Orchard Beach. They always come up the same. Yeah. So my results were the same as Merrill's on his. So let's do another Australian coin. How about that? That's the same platypus. Oh, this is interesting. So, you know how we had the International Year of Volunteers on one of these coins? I think it was on this one. Nope. That's completely wrong. There was a coin that had like volunteers on them. Maybe it was one of the quarters. Moose. Was it the dime? Yes. So this had International Year of Volunteers on them. This dime that rung up really low. And so we're going to put that here where it was. This Australian coin from 2011, check it out. When we turn it around, it also has International Year of Volunteers. And this says 2011. And so it says 10th anniversary down here. And it has a 20 on top. So let's test this Canadian coin. Let's see where it lands. 1617. Straight up, no variation. That's lovely. I could test another Australian coin with the platypus, but what would be the point? This one's a different type of Canadian nickel. Let's see if it comes up like the other Canadian nickel. So we have this Canadian nickel, and the design on the back is interesting. It says 1945 and 2005, and that looks like sort of Olympic torch or something like that. And so we're going to pass it over the coil. And this is interesting. I say it's coming up 12. So just a little bit around where this one is. Same as the other, basically, Canadian coin. I have a lot of strange coins in here that I could test. Would you guys want to see that? This is a Bolivar. This is a Bolivar. Right? Again, a foreign coin. It's a Bolivar. You turn it around. It says, on top you can see it's Venezuela coin. So I don't think the currency in Venezuela is worth much, unfortunately, right now. But this is 100 Bolivares, the year 1998. And so what we're going to do is we're going to see what this is about. It's coming up 11, 12, 13. I'm going to raise the sensitivity up just a little bit. Oh yeah, I raised it too high. I'm getting interference from the table. Just give me 1 second. Again. So this is weird. It's coming up 11, 12, But it's also, I'm also seeing numbers like 10, 13. So 13 is around the nickel. It's a bit higher than a nickel. I would put it right here in the rankings. That bolivar from Venezuela. Hence, the quarter is higher than the dime for the same composition because its shape. Yeah, it's heavier. It has more stuff basically in it. This one's a different coin. This is a 5 pence coin. So here you go. We're going to test out this small 5 pence coin. See where it comes up. Let's get a good view of that. Hopefully you guys could see that. I should have used this side of the camera yesterday when I was showing off my finds. It's a lot better. So put it over. Straight up 11. Yeah, straight up 11. So 11 is sort of up here above a nickel signal. So we'll leave that there. This one is very interesting. This is an Asian coin. This says Yi Wan. Gotta run. Have fun, boys. All right, Mark. See you on the next one. This one says Yi Wan. It's an Asian coin. See that? Let's turn it around. It's from 1992. $13.14. It's kind of hard to put coins in $13.14, but that's right around here. We have another Asian coin. This one is really cool. This again says Yin Wan, right? And it has some orchids on it. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I recognize the flower. It's definitely an orchid. Maybe some kind of cymbidium or something. It says 1 on here, and it's from 2013. So let's pass that over the coil. I'm getting 13, 14, but I'm also getting low numbers like 1. So we'll put that there. So let's test out a different coin. This one is interesting. It says Centenary of Federation $1 from Australia. So this is an Australian $1 coin. You can see it's a bit dirty, but that's alright. I think that won't affect Centenary of Federation. This one's ringing up higher, 2021. So this one's ringing up all the way over here, 2021. These pennies were 1920. This is 2021. So there you go. There's that. Let's see another coin. We've tested out the Australian coin with the platypus already. Why do I keep grabbing that one? This one is interesting. It says Queen Elizabeth II on the front. The back says East Caribbean States, 1981. And it's a 25-cent coin. Let me just show that again. Come on, focus. The back is really cool because it has like a ship. You see it says East Caribbean States, 1981. It has 25 on either side. On the bottom it says 25 cents. So let's see how this rings up. We should have turned this into a game where you guys guess. It is straight up 14, absolutely no variation. So we'll keep that right dead center on the 14. So let's keep going. Let's see what else we have here. We have here a 20 euro cent. And yeah, there's sort of a guy walking, I suppose. And the year is 2002. So I'll show off this coin again. It says 20 euro cent right there in the front. And then in the back, it's the guy walking. And the year is 2002. There are stars all around it. Let's see how it rings up. 1920, just like a zinc penny. So we'll put that right there, lined with the zinc pennies, sort of right there. You could see sort of the type of coins if you want to dig up coins, you're basically digging up, and if you want to include American coins, basically everything from 30 all the way down to 2, basically, because they're showing up all over the map. But it depends on where you are. So if you're in Canada, you know you're going to focus on 24, 25. If you want quarters, digging everything from 2 to, I would say, 6, 7. If you want nickels, you're digging up 12, 13. In the end, most people dig up everything, but it's just to give you an idea of what you would be digging up. There's another Australian coin. I don't think we've done this one yet. So here you go. Australian coin. I think that says 2008. And when we turn it around, it has the number 10. It has like this beautiful sort of plant or lines design on it. So let's put it over. 13, absolutely no variation from 13. We're going to line it up right here. There you go. Oh, this is a cool one. This one I actually found metal detecting. Let me see if I can see what country it's from. I don't know if this is Mexican. Oh, it's Dominican. Yep, it's a Dominican coin, and it's a 5 pesos coin. So here on one side, we see the face of the coin. And then we're going to turn it around. It says 5 pesos there, which is pretty cool. This is Ring Up 2021, so right around, maybe just a bit higher because it didn't ever come up 19. Yeah, just 21, 21, 20. So just like Zinc Penny, but it doesn't hit 19. So this is just one higher than Zinc Penny. Zinc Penny always hits 1920. I put this one 2021. There's that. All right, let's see. We have a lot more coins to get through. A lot of diversity of coins here. I don't want to do this one. It looks ugly. Let's do a coin, actually, something new, something different. I should be able to grab one easily. That's different. This is different. What is this one? This is 1 penny. But it's not very giving a lot of details about what country it is. I'd be interested in seeing where this is from. This is 1994, 1 penny. I think it might be Netherlands, but I'm not quite sure. Let me turn it around. All it says is 1 penny. It has a 1 on the bottom. There's no other words or anything to tell you where the coin is from, which I think is a bit strange, but okay. Ooh, interesting result. This is actually coming up 1213. 1213 would be from this line. There. So, yeah, that was an interesting result. I did not expect that. Did not expect that at all. This is a Mexican coin, so Estados Unidos Mexicanos, around there. It was a metal detecting find, which is why it's so, you can't really make out the design here. It does have that 2 here in the middle. Hopefully you guys could see that. Let's see if I could. Yeah, there's a 2 there in the middle. So when I pass that over the detector, 15, 16, so it's about right here. We haven't really had anything in the 15, 16 range, except for this $2 coin that did come up 15. But yeah, 15 to 16 is right along here, so that's where it is. Oh, it lost connection to the phone. That's very strange. I wonder why. It looks like my phone turned off. Again, not sure why. Oh, it feels like it might have overheated and turned off. So that might be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was a pretty quick stream. That was not the right view. This is the right view. It was a pretty quick stream. I know, guys. I know. But I just wanted to show you guys that other coins from other countries do ring up differently, especially those Canadian quarters and Canadian dimes. They do ring up differently. You do want to dig up a lot of things in the teens if you want to get foreign coins and pence and different kinds of things like that. Even the Canadian dollar coins, they ring up in the teens, sort of like bottle caps a bit. So where am I and how did I get here? Metal Detecting Brooklyn, how you doing? You are in the detecting zone and you got here via YouTube, hopefully. What I was doing before my phone randomly overheated and shut off, you could probably see this later because I was about to end the stream, was I was ringing up. I have a box full of foreign coins, right? Like hundreds and hundreds of foreign coins here. And I was sort of doing what Merrill was doing in his VDI video, where he passed them over the coil of his Equinox. Oh, thanks, Linda. So Merrill had passed the things over the coil of his Equinox, and he sort of separated them on a chart of what the VDI was. And I was doing something similar with these foreign coins that I have in my collection. And so, yeah, I was testing out Canadian pennies, Canadian nickels, Canadian dollars, Canadian dimes, Canadian $2 coins, some Australian coins, some other foreign coins from Mexico and Venezuela. And yeah, I had put them out on the chart, but unfortunately, my camera, I think it overheated, hopefully, and it's not something more serious. Basically couldn't handle how awesome the stream was, and it decided to cut out when we were showing all the good stuff. So yeah, but that's that, right? We can't control that. Let me show you guys what happened to my camera, to my phone. Right, I had it on the tripod. It just says G, and it's sort of loading something. That's strange. Don't know why, and it's very hot. So don't know why it's so hot either. It's not that hot in my apartment. But anyway, hey, Brooklyn Treasure, and everybody's coming in as I'm ending the stream. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the Detecting Zone. Yeah, so let me reiterate what I was doing if you didn't hear it. Before my phone decided to cut out, I was basically testing a bunch of foreign coins on my Equinox and seeing what the VDI was and separating them by VDI, so you guys could get a more interesting idea of what to dig if you're looking for foreign coins. Specifically, I started off with a lot of Canadian coins, and what we found was that the Canadian quarter doesn't bring up like an American quarter. It brings up very low on the Equinox. I was getting readings between 2 and 6 for the Canadian quarters. Similar for the Canadian dimes. It was very, very low on the Equinox. The Canadian pennies sort of rang up the same. If they were more modern, they would be 1920. If they were copper, they would be higher up. Yeah, so I got warnings. My phone was very warm, and then it turned off due to the heat. So I'm not going to try this again yet. I don't know why it's doing that. The only thing I had running was the camera app, so it was a bit weird. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll definitely see you on the next one. Ciao.